What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be getting out there. We're going to be using this slip bobber to catch some crappie. I got my slip bobber tied up with a double jig rig. Got one jig here, followed by another jig here. And these are tied with loop knots. Little loop knots on these guys. And what those loop knots are going to do is they're going to allow them to be buoyant in the water. So they're going to be in that strike zone floating naturally. I've went out to this lake before, used this exact same setup. In fact, these are the same exact lures that I used that day, and I caught a limit of crappie. So I'm anticipating the same thing. So we're going to give it a try. But just so you know, these are Powerbait tubes. They come in a 5-pack. And they're $3.99 to $5.99 depending on where you get them. So how about we get out there and catch some fish?
Alright, so we're gonna get out there. We're gonna use this slip bobber. We're gonna use these power tubes, and we're gonna catch some fish.
Oh, it's all good, man. I can let you go. We'll see you in the morning. Yeah, I got you. All right, we'll see you in the morning. Yep, sounds good. All right, later.
Yeah, so as you can see here, I just casted it out, let that bobber be taken away with the current, and I hooked up with this nice little crappie. Yeah, these Powerbait tubes are already working their magic. It's not taking very long to hook up with these guys.
Another fucking double up. Look at that GoPro. Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, that's what you see. That is 2 fish on one cast out, one on each jig. You know,
You wanna believe me when I said I got a double up? Look at that, 2 fish. 2 fish, 1 pole. That's how it's done.
I mean, to be fair, something like that doesn't happen every day, so I had to get, you know, video proof aside from my GoPro, just to have ready, you know, to show people that, hey, look, I doubled up for real. I doubled up by myself, man. Like, that's how awesome these tubes are working today. See, the trick is you have it under that slip bobber, you find the right depth, and you're just going to let it sit in the current. You're looking for, right now, this is spawn time, so I'm in shallow flats. So I'm I'm casting it out, and I'm just letting it drift in those flats. I mean, they're adjacent to drop-offs, you know, but this is a pretty big flat I'm on right now. It's roughly anywhere from 4 to 6 feet. Doesn't have any major dropping of depth at one place. It just gradually does. You know, has some cover in there, here and there. That's the way I'm fishing these today. I'm just slip bobbering them with those Powerbait tubes, and they're catching them. Fucking God. Well, as you can see, you know, that is another double up. Same day, same location, 2 fish, 1 cast. Can't make it up, man. That's 4 fish and 2 casts, which is incredible. So I'm getting a pretty full bag. I'm not exaggerating by any means necessary. I'm getting a lot of fish, and they just keep coming. You know, I'm just casting out, watching that bobber sit. If the current's not taking it as much as I'd like, give it a nice little twitch. You know, just instill some action in that bait, so that way the fish see it and think that it's a dying bait fish. I think it's a little minnow down there dying. Just when it starts twitching, you know. Or you could just do a flip like that fish did right out of my hands. You gotta include the bloopers in there sometimes, you know. But yeah, just look at, I'm in the same spot, just casting out, letting it do its magic. Not a whole lot of current here, but don't need a whole lot of action to hook up with these fish. And you know, got another crappie here. This is top of the mouth. Little tube jig, Powerbait, Berkley, tube, jig, and it's working. But yeah, look at the crappies have such cool colors on them. You know, just those little speckles all over them, super dark speckles. And they give up a good fight, you know, for their size. They're awesome, just like bluegill. And so, but yeah, I'm gonna just cast around out there. You can see the bobber on this one. It's just sitting there, sitting there, and sitting there. Those jigs are the 1 to 32nd ounce, so they're falling real slow. Yeah, so I cast it out. I'm watching that little bobber there, just kind of seeing what's going on with that guy. And I see it trickle, and bam, I set the hook. I got him. You know, I'm right. So you see those? There's a lily pad line out there, and I'm casting out just a few feet in front of that because those fish are gonna go into those lily pads and feed. You know, and then they're gonna come out to the deeper water where they're holding up for that time of the day. So that's the area I was fishing, and I was having a lot of luck doing it. So I'm not using my fish finder. I'm using Fish Brain to see the depths, to see where the drop-offs are, which is a great tool. If you've never used it, Fish Brain, you got to get the pro version. You can see those depths. You can see where it drops off. You can see the flats. You can see all that stuff. So that's what I use when I'm not using my fish finder. I use it with my fish finder so I can look up the entirety of the lake and find out where the probability is high of where fish could be at that time. Should use. I kind of feel like a knucklehead here because that bobber's going down. You can see it right on the end of my pole. It's going down, and I'm not recognizing it. It's getting bit. You know, something's biting at it, and I finally realized that I was a little too late. But if anything, that just gave that jig some action. You know, I gave it a little bit more action. It's getting bit again, actually, and I'm just not noticing it. But it's giving it more action, and then, you know, I was able to set the hook on him. It was something big. I was like, man, okay, this is nice. Look at that, pulled some drag. Man, that's always fun when you're getting drag pulled crappie fishing. So yeah, I'm not necessarily targeting them, but you know, I caught that nice healthy bass, and I put them back. You know, I'm not trying to keep bass today, but you know, they're always fun to catch too. You can't complain when you're catching a bass on ultralight gear for the fight, but yeah, well, you know what they say, when the sun's going down is when the crappie come out, and that's what I'm doing. I'm fishing right before it's, you know, about to be nightfall. You know, the sun's going down over the horizon. Just a beautiful little look there. I just caught 2 fish again on 1 cast. I got 2 crappie that time, so I've caught 6 fish in 3 casts during this trip today, and I feel like a lot of people probably can't say that, but the ones who can, you know how great of a feeling it is. But yeah, look at that, man. Just nature in general. Just look at the sky, the view from the middle of the lake, just out there with the line in the water. Man, there's no place I'd rather be. That right there is one of the best places you can be on Earth. But yeah, I'm just letting it sit there again, guys. You know, taking my time, enjoying the scenery, nature, just doing all that stuff, and I'm letting it sit there, just giving a little pops now and then, and it goes under, and I try to set the hook, but as you can see, it went under, so it must have been a smaller fish. That's gonna happen. If it's a smaller fish, sometimes you don't get the hook in them, and that's ideal. You don't want to be wasting a ton of time catching small fish all the time, so sometimes you gotta like set the hook a few times if you got a school of small fish there just to get the big one.
Oh, bastard's crazy.
Yeah, guys, so it's been just an amazing night so far. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. I'm catching fish. I'm enjoying it. And these Powerbait tubes are working excellent under this slip bobber. So I'm using ultralight rod. Got a small ooze reel on there, 10-pound braid to a 4-pound monofilament leader. I have the slip bobber on there, bobber stop, beads, swivel, and of course, 2 tube jigs. And these are not only just catching crappie, they're catching good sized bluegill. I mean, if you look at that guy's as big as my hand. I have big hands, guys. I don't have little tiny hands. I got big hands. That guy's as big as my hand. So he's going in the bag, you know. And this was the pull today. You know, just for a couple hours out on that lake. You know, I got a few meals worth here of fish. You know, you cannot beat it, man. Powerbait tubes out there doing their job, catching me dinner for a few days. I got this awesome table full here, so
as you can see, guys, I was on them. I had 3 double ups. So I had a fish on each jig while it was in the water under that slip bobber. I can tell you what, they wanted them jigs just a little bit. Something about that scent and those Berkley baits that they just work, man. So I would highly recommend, if you don't have some 2 jigs in your arsenal, I would get some. They have all different colors you can use. I got the green and white today, and then I got the red, white, and blue, translucent black. With those were just working for me today. You can use whatever color you want. You know your lake, you know your water. Get out there, try a color till you catch them, and stick to it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I post tons of fishing stuff just on a weekly basis. If you haven't already, just do it. But hey, I appreciate you so much for watching. We're going to be catching fish all year round, all the time. Just keep up with my videos, and I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have yourself a great day. See ya.